Some people say that to lose fat, you got to cut the carbohydrates, but that can bring your progress to a screeching halt. You'll find out why in this next episode of Ask Lee. Hi, I'm Lee Labrada, and welcome to this edition of Ask Lee. This week we're going to be addressing the question, are carbs the enemy? In other words, we're going to be looking at whether carbohydrates are as bad as some dieters think. You may have heard people say, cut the carbs and you'll lose the fat. For some reason, this is especially true of female dieters who all too often are afraid to consume carbohydrates. So let's start by looking at what a carbohydrate actually is. Carbohydrates are one of three macronutrients. The other two macronutrients are protein and fat. Through the digestive process, carbohydrates are broken down into glucose, or in other words, blood sugar. Blood sugar is used by your body in many metabolic processes, including fuel for cells and muscles, and is the primary fuel source for the nerve cells in your brain. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. Not all carbohydrates are the same. Simple carbohydrates are those found in fruit and sugary foods and are quickly broken down into glucose, while more complex carbohydrates found in whole grains, yams, beans, and oatmeal, for instance, require a lot more time. Because simple carbohydrates are broken down quickly, they cause a quick rise in blood sugar, and in response, your pancreas releases a fat-storing hormone called insulin, and that brings the sugar level back down. Whatever blood sugar your body doesn't immediately need for energy or stores as glycogen in the muscles for fuel is then converted to triglycerides in the liver, and that makes you fatter. Complex carbohydrates, on the other hand, are broken down more slowly, and so blood sugar doesn't get elevated as much. Consequently, there's less of an insulin release, and with that, you guessed it, less fat storage. So you might say, well, if there's any chance of carbs being stored as fat, why not just cut them out completely? Well, that's a good question. Cutting carbohydrates out of your diet will cause problems to occur. By cutting carbohydrates, you force your body to give up its protein-sparing mechanism. This causes the body to break down both protein in your diet and scavenge protein from your muscles. The reason your body does that is to convert the protein into glucose through a process called, drum roll, gluconeogenesis. It happens in the liver. Needless to say, it's inefficient and makes your body work hard. The net result is that you usually end up losing a lot of muscle tissue. As you've heard me say before, muscle is important because not only is it metabolically active, burning a lot of calories, it's also desirable if you're trying to burn off excess body fat. Everything that you do in your training and nutrition should be to optimize the amount of lean muscle that you have. And that's going to mean eating an adequate amount of complex carbohydrates while limiting simple and sugary carbohydrates. I hope that gives you a better idea of why you should not eliminate carbohydrates from your diet when you're trying to lose fat and increase lean muscle. You can find more detailed information about complex carbohydrates, which ones you should eat, and how much in my book, The Lean Body Promise, available on my website at labrada.com. If you found this video helpful and you want me to let you know when I post other videos, please click the subscribe button now. And be sure to leave a comment if you enjoyed this video, because it really motivates me to make more videos for you. And if you want to receive even more valuable tips on training, nutrition, and motivation, visit my website, labrada.com, and subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. I'm Lee Labrada, your lean body coach. Stay lean, healthy, and strong.